Hi. How are you, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody in between? How's it going? I'm doing great. We're all alive, so we're grateful for that. Before I even get into today's video, I just wanted to say I'm in Canada, y'all, and our Canada Post Mail has been on strike since the 16th of November. I had ordered some stuff from Sephora a while back, like makeup stuff, and it's also been a reason why I haven't been wanting to film, because I'm missing some of my materials needed to accomplish this, Anyways, so I'm thinking Christmas might be canceled. All right. Hello, Jambo, Karibu. Welcome to my channel. My name is Chilanda, and this is Library Without Borders. Okay, you guys, so as I was saying earlier, Canada Post, as we call it here, has been on strike for 26 days. But the good thing is the government, I don't know if they forced them, but they were told to go back to work yesterday, Tuesday. So I was hoping that Christmas would be canceled, because that would be the excuse. I tell everyone that, you know what? I ordered your stuff and they were supposed to be coming within the next 3-5 business days, but you know the situation. It's not my fault. Blame it on Canada Post. But it looks like I might not be hiding behind that excuse after all. Anyways, you guys, how you doing? Have you done all your shopping? Are you ready for Christmas? And what have you decided that would be different this year? Is every year the same for you guys? Do you guys do the gift exchange, or have you guys decided to do something different this time around? Let me know, share in the comments. As for us, we noticed that we have a lot of children. So my siblings and I were like, okay, we're not gonna gift each other. We're just gonna focus on the kids. That's the different thing we're doing this year around for Christmas, aka Kwanzaa. So yeah, in today's video, y'all, I wanted to film my last book haul of the year. And I mean it. This is my last book haul of the year. And the reason why I even have, it's not a lot of books, but it was during that time where BookOutlet.com was having a sale. Y'all remember, like not too long, I think it was in October, or was it in November? During that time, they had that $5.99, I guess, for the United States, and for us here in Canada, it was $7.99. So I had been eyeing a few books, and as sale happened, I was like, I need those books here at home with me, okay? So those are the books I will be sharing with you guys, but I also have a couple of books that I will also share that I just kind of bought and ordered on Amazon, I believe. Without further ado, let's just get into it. First, we're gonna go ahead with the books that are not in the box. So this book, I actually got it this past weekend with Bae. We went to this pop-out shop outlet place that were selling like a lot of stuff, like clothes and things like that. And they had another place where they were selling like books, but it was mostly books for kids. So I was lucky enough to have found this book, and I had heard a few people talk about this book, My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. And I thought, for this price, $6.98, why not? I will definitely grab it and add it to my TBR for next year. Oh, this is the worst. Look at it. Ugh. Anyways, I'll do this later. So I'm not gonna read the synopsis of every book, but just maybe those little blurbs, so we know what this book is all about for those who are not aware of the book. But it says, exploring the psychological dynamics of the relationship between a precious yet naive teenage girl and her magnetic and manipulative teacher. A brilliant, all-consuming read that marks the explosive debut of an extraordinary new writer. Oh, one of those. Okay, all right. And then I bought this book, I believe, at Indigo Chapters, and it's The Famished Road by Ben Okri. So here it is. It's pretty heavy for a small book, but I like the way it looks. It looks very, it reminds me of those books that you would find in those old English men's library. But what is this about? Azaro, the narrator, is a spirit child who has been destined to an endless cycle of death and rebirth. But this time, born with a smile on his face, Azaro begins to fall in love with life and to rebel against his fate. The story the child tells flows between the difficulties of the land of the living and the carefree world of spirits. Okri infuses a vivid portrait of an unnamed West African country with the rich traditions of African mythology, and the result is a powerful hunting masterpiece. I feel like I may have read this to you guys, but I have a pile of books that I've already shared with you guys, and one that is I haven't shared and I'm not sure. So you'll forgive me if you guys have heard me share this one with you already. And this one was also a book I ordered from Amazon. It's by Lisa Wingate, The Book of Lost Friends. Oh, Book of Lost Friends. And quickly, without saying too much, Louisiana, 1875. In the tumultuous era of Reconstruction, 3 young women set off as unwilling companions on a perilous quest. Honey, a freed slave; Lavinia, the pampered heir to a now destitute plantation; and Juno Jane, Lavinia's Creole half-sister. Each carries private wounds and powerful secrets as they head west. For Lavinia and Juno Jane, the journey is one of financial desperation. But for Honey, torn from her mother before slavery's end, the pilgrimage reignites an agonizing question. Could her long-lost family still be out there? Beyond the swamps lie the limitless frontiers of Texas and probably hope. There's more, but you get the gist of why I chose this book. Next, I have Samantha Treblin, 7 Empty Houses. Now this book looks like it might be a novella. It's pretty tiny. It's a book that was actually recommended by one of my subscribers, so thank you for that. If you're watching me still, she had suggested this book because y'all know I'm on my quest to read more books by African authors, and I think this guy is Algerian, if I'm not mistaken. The 7 houses and these 7 stories are strange. A person is missing, or a truth, or a memory. Some rooms are enticing, some unmoored, others empty. But in Samantha Schweblin's tense, visionary tales, something always creeps back inside. A ghost, a fight, trespassers, a list of things to do before you die, a child's first encounter with darkness, of the fallibility of parents. That's what it's all about. So I'll tell you more about it once I read it next year. Next, we have The Gilded Years by Karen Tanabe. Now, if you guys recall in some of my previous videos, I have read 2 books by this author by now. And the first one was The Diplomat's Daughter. Y'all know I raved about that book. And I recently read, what was it? She was a spy for the Americans, for the Russian. I'll put the title eventually here. So I knew that this book was the one that she was more known for. So I was like, okay, I need to pick this book. In 1987, Anita Hemmings was the first African-American woman to attend Vassar, and no one knew. Boom, that's all I need. That's all I need. And then I have Kobe Ben Ben, No One Dies Yet. Also, this book I ordered on Amazon. And this is it. This is the cover. Ooh, I know the story is very interesting. I know I picked up. It is 2019, the year of return. Ghana is inviting Black diasporans to return and get to know the land of their enslaved ancestors. Elton, Vincent, and Scott arrive from America to explore Ghana's colonial past and to experience the country's underground queer scene. Their visit and activities are narrated by 2 very different Ghanaians. The exuberant and rebellious Kobe was their guide to Accra's privileged and queer circles, and Nana, the voice of tradition and religious principle. Neither is very trustworthy, and the tense relationship between them sets the tone for what turns into a gripping, energetically told, and often funny tale of murder that will delight readers of authors like Patricia Highsmith, Graham Greene, Chinua Achebe, and Alain Makanku, which just by reading that, I'm going to research these authors to see if they have books that I can read by them and where they're from. Ooh! I mean, y'all just heard, right? So all those books are going to be read next year. You know, who am I kidding? I would have loved to read them now, but obviously that's not going to be a possibility unless we add more days to this month. Can we? Where are those fairies that just make wishes happen? Anyways, next I have also ordered this from Amazon, and this book I had heard a booktuber mention it, and I was like, I need to pick it up. It's City of Saints and Thieves. Again, I think she said something about Congo, and I was like, I'm sold. I am sold. Anything about Congo, y'all know I'm gonna read it. Whether it's not even that interesting or compelling of a story, I mean, I need more stories told about Congo. And I would prefer they be told by our own Congolese people. But so far, my quest to find those Congolese authors, you know, is still has not been that successful. So if I find other authors from other countries writing about Congo and the stories of their people, traditions, culture, and all that stuff, but told in a fictional way, best believe I'm gonna go and pick up that book. So without further ado, what is this about? Real quick synopsis. In the shadows of Sangui City, there lives a girl who does not exist. Tina and her mother first arrived in Kenya as refugees from Congo. Okay, need I say more? Desperately searching for a better life, trading the peril of their besieged village for the busy metropolis of Sangui. They can barely believe their luck when Tina's mother finds work as a maid for the Grey Hills, one of the city's most illustrious families. But there's a dark secret lurking behind the family's immense fortune. And when Tina discovers her mother shot dead in Mr. Grayhill's private study, she knows he pulled the trigger. Oh my God. Now I want to read this book today. Oh my God. Who is this author, first of all? Okay. Well, let's keep it for next year. And the last book, I also ordered it from Amazon. It is Breaking the Maafa Chain by Anne Domingo. Where is she from? Is an actress, director, and writer. She's currently a lecturer in drama and directing at St. Mary's University in Twickenham and Rose Bradford College of Speech and Drama. Now, doesn't tell me where she's from, but take a look at her. That's her. About a richly imagined story of two sisters' struggle for true freedom in the mid-19th century as their paths diverge in the Middle Passage, one to the court of Queen Victoria, the other to an American plantation. Oh my God! Yes, yes, yes! I'm already, you know what? Every year I think my well of tears and strong emotions is renewed because these books, I am drawn to them. And it doesn't matter if I have read many books about this subject, the topic of enslavement, I am drawn to them. And I know I will read every single book, not every single, but I will always read these books. So I know the universe, whatever's out there, is helping me replenish all those tears and emotions that I've shed this year with all the other books that I've read about the enslaved people, because obviously in the new year there's gonna be more of those books. So just taking a deep breath because I'm already feeling things. So Next, we're gonna open the box. All right, this is the box. Oh, y'all know I can play the tam tam. Not, I guess it's drums. The African drums. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I'm a girl of many talents, y'all. Okay, let's go. Yeah, y'all want the first view, right? No, not gonna happen. I get to have the first view. Santa, thank you. Oh my God. Look at what Santa brought me. Okay, y'all, so I bought some books for me, but because I'm a mom, y'all know how to think about my children, yeah? So, let's go. This is gonna be for a child. I didn't know it was this thick, but it's A Tale of Sorcery by Chris Colfer. Look at that. Look at these. Isn't it pretty? Yeah. Okay. And then I think this is book 2. Let me see. So this is book 3. I think they have book 1. That's why I bought it. So A Tale of Witchcraft. Same author. There. I'm not gonna read that. This is not of any interest for y'all. This is for my kids. And then I saw this, The Vanquishers by Kaylin Bayron. And I was like, I know her. I just read her book. What is that? That horror book, You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight. And I was like, and she wrote Cinderella. And I also read the other book by her, The Blue Book. But yeah, so I was like, interesting. She read a kid's book. So this is probably gonna be for my boy. One of them. Okay, are we done with the kids' books? And we have Judge Kim and the Kids Court. Cute. I think that's gonna be for my younger son. I think that's it. I think the rest are for my books. Okay. So, A Son to Be Soon, Jean d'Amérique. What? So, Amérique, obviously, it's French for America. And who is he? I think he is born in Haiti in 1994. There he is. He's a Haitian. And what is this? In this modern fable full of poetry, desire, and blood, a creative young Haitian girl struggles against seemingly impossible odds to escape the cruel reality of her Port-au-Prince slum. Okay, I thought it would be, it says poetry, but the writing is not in poetry form, but we shall see. We shall see once I get to it. Next, we have The Mandela Plot by Kenneth Bonnert. Yo, this is so scary. Look at the guns. Damn. Man, it must have been quite a time to live during apartheid. Can you believe? I mean, sometimes we think that we're living during traumatic times, but imagine living during enslavement time, or Reconstruction period, or civil rights movement, or during apartheid in South Africa, or during what is it, that Belgian guy that killed my people, during Leopold's second time, where he murdered like 50 million people. There's so many times when you read, you're just like, people went through that. And today, when I look about when we have, yes, the Black Lives movements and stuff like that, and all these shootings that are happening in schools, you're just like, damn. Anyways, y'all, real quick. As the 1980s draw to a close, South Africa is a maelstrom of political violence. The apartheid regime is in its death throes. Young Martin Hegler is a misfit at an elite private boys' school in Johannesburg, with his father a rough-handed scrap leader and his brother a neighborhood legend. Martin soon finds himself wrenched out of his isolated bubble when a beautiful and manipulative young American woman arrives at the family home. Secrets from the past begin to emerge, and long-buried sins return in terrifying new ways, tearing at the Heglers as the larger forces of history and politics tear apart the country. I want to see if there's a picture of the author here, because some of these South African authors are either white or black. I get confused. I'll look him up later on. Next, we have Chigozie Obioma. I loved his book, The Orchestra of Minorities. And he has another book that I need to get, but it's still very expensive. It's something on the road. I'm gonna put it here. I've been eyeing that book and looking at when it's gonna be on sale because I really want to read his book. After An Orchestra of Minorities, that book was emotional but hilarious as well. So this is The Fisherman. The Fisherman tells the Cain and Abel-esque story of an unforgettable Nigerian childhood in the words of 9-year-old Benjamin, the youngest of 4 brothers. When their strict father travels to a distant city for work, the brothers take advantage of his absence to skip school and go fishing. At the forbidden nearby river, a madman persuades the oldest of the boys that he is fated to be killed by one of his siblings. What happens next is an almost mythic event whose impact, both tragic and redemptive, will transcend the lives and imaginations of the book's characters and its readers. Oh, all right. Next, we have Desertion, Abdurazak Gurnam. I have yet to read a book by this author. Oh, he was born in Zanzibar. I have yet to read a book by an author from Zanzibar. So, what is this book about? Why did I even pick it up? Early one morning in 1899, an Englishman named Martin Pierce stumbles out of the desert and collapses at the feet of Hassan Ali, a local shopkeeper. As Hassan Ali's sister, Rihanna, nurses Pierce back to health, a love affair sparks. Its reverberations will ripple decades into the future when another clandestine affair bursts into flame with equally unforeseen and dramatic effects. Oh, Lord. 1800s, a mixed couple. Sign me up for the drama. Sign me up. Okay. Next, guys, we're almost done. Yes, I did a little damage at BookOutlet.com. So, Lucky Girl by Irene Mochemi Ndiritu. Where is she from? I like to know where she's from. I'm sure I'm gonna find out in the book. What is this about? Longing for independence, a sheltered young Kenyan woman flees the expectations of her mother for a life in New York that challenges all her beliefs about race, love, and family. A fierce and tender debut about the lives and loves we choose, what it meant to be an African immigrant in America at the turn of the millennium, and how a young woman finds a place for herself in the world. What it meant to be. Okay, yes, that's what it is. Not what it means. It's written what it meant. All right, you guys. So there you have it. That's probably gonna be one of those. Behold, what was it again? I just read the story. Why am I so forgetting? But one of those immigration stories in America. Woo! Let's be ready for that. Next, I have A History of Burning by Janika Oza. I like the cover. Look at that, it's so pretty, isn't it? So, what drew me to this book? Oh, we have someone here. Janika Oza is the winner of the 2022 O. Henry Prize for Short Fiction, Kenyon Review Fiction Award. Here she is, she's pretty. Gorgeous. So let's see, what is this one about real quick? Wherever they went, whatever they became, they would always remain tied to the homes that had born them. In 1898, a teenage boy looking for work is taken from his village in India to labor for the British on the East African Railway. Yeah, that's why I got the book. You say Africa? You got me. Far from home, her Baha'i commits a brutal act in the name of survival that will haunt him and his family for years to come. Woo! Okay. Y'all know that there were some Indians that came to work in Africa. So I need to know more about that history. There's so much history in this world that need to be discovered, need to be read, need to be found. And I'm amazed whenever I discover a book about a part of history that I was like, what? What? India and Kenya? But I'm not so shocked. I had before, and I had shared this with you guys. It was a book and it was like something brown. I had listened to the audio of it. It was Indian people who had grown up what grew up in Kenya, or at least their parents, and then they moved to Canada to live in Toronto. And they were basically talking about their experience, right? So I knew of India and Kenya and how those two cultures mixed because of the history that they shared. So I can't wait to learn more about that. Next we have Nisi Shaw Pinning. There. Like these statues, they're great. Now, let's discover why. Oh, sorry, it's by, Nisi Shaw. A beautifully written and thrillingly ambitious alternate history. Okay. The Great War is over. Everfair has found peace within its borders, but our hero's stories are far from done. Tink and his sister, Belong, are traveling the world via air canoe, spreading the spores of a mysterious empathy-generating fungus. Though these spores, they seek to build bonds between people and help spread the revolutionary sentiments of socialism and equality, the very ideals that led to Everfair's founding. Meanwhile, Everfair's Princess Mwadi and Prince Ilunga return home from a sojourn in Egypt to vie for their country's rule following the abdication of their father, King Mwenda. But their mother, Queen Josina, manipulates them both from behind the scenes while also spitting Europe's influenza-weakened political powers against one another as these countries fight to regain control of their rebellious colonies. I know why I read this, because those names sounded Congolese. I mean, this is Nisi Shaw. I have to discover where she's from. But the names that I was reading here, King Mwenda and then Mwadi, are names that are from my country. So I'll discover more and I'll tell you more about it once I get to it. We're almost done, y'all. 3 more books. Next we have The Long Song by Andrea Levy. Check the cover. In her follow-up to Small Island, I have that book. I started it, but I never finished it. And I don't even recall that I've seen, what was it, the movie or the show series? In her follow-up to Small Island, winner of the White Bread Book of the Year Award and Orange Prize for Fiction, Andrea Levy once again reinvents the historical novel. Told in the irresistibly willful and intimate voice of Miss July, with some editorial assistance from her son, Thomas The Long Song is at once defined, funny, and shocking. The child of a field slave on the Amity sugar plantation in Jamaica, July lives with her mother until Mrs. Caroline Mortimer, a recently transplanted English widow, decides to move her into the great house and rename her Marguerite. Together they live through the bloody Baptist War and the violent and chaotic end of slavery. Ooh, don't hurt yourself. I got this. Need to know more about my Jamaican people and how they fought during those end of slavery times. That's what I'm talking about. And 2 more. Ooh, look at this cover. Isn't it pretty? It's so pretty. The Heart of Redness, Zix Mda. Right here. So, what is this book about? A novelist and playwright has received every major South African prize for his work. Oh, he's South African. Yes. Let's go. And he's black. He's black South African. Yeah. Okay, let's go. What's this book about? Kamugu recently returned to Johannesburg and, disillusioned by the new democracy, moves to the remote Eastern Cape. There, in the 19th century, a teenage prophetess commanded the Xhosa people to kill their cattle and burn their crops, promising that the spirits of their ancestors would rise and drive the English into the ocean. You know what? I know of this story from the other book that I read, Mother to Mother in South Africa. She told in her book of hearing of that story when many South Africans because they wanted to get rid of those English settlers, colonizers, killers, whatever you call them, they decided to burn their crops. Yo, is this real or is it like a tale? The failed prophecy split the people in two with devastating consequences. 150 years later, the two group descendants are at odds over plans to build a vast casino and tourist resort. And Kamugu is soon drawn into their heritage and their future, and into a bizarre love triangle as well. All right, 1 more. Trinity by Zelda Lockhart. There's the cover. So, what's this book about? Lodi Rebecca Lee is spoken into this world in Fayetteville, North Carolina, by a black nurse who declares, "Lord Jesus, if that ain't the blackest little baby born this side of heaven." Later, her schoolmates chant "Tar Baby." Okay, I am already triggered, and I forgot that these are the reasons why I picked the books, but I feel like I'm never ready. Take a deep breath. What they do not understand, she eventually proves. She is the ancestors' promise to unearth the Mississippi and Ghanaian atrocities that have held them all in a place of torment. This includes her grandmother Benjamin Lee, who was born during the Great Depression among the red clay tobacco fields of Mississippi, and his son Benjamin Jr., Lodi, Rebecca's father, born in Fayetteville amidst the post-Korean War GI Bill promises of prosperity. Okay, who wrote this book? Zelda Lockhart, and a certificate in writing, director and editing from New York Film Academy. Lockhart's author of Fifth Born, Cold Running Creek, and Fifth Born. I think she's American. I think she's African American. Oh, this is her. I'll do more research on these authors. I like to know where they're from. But that's the story. So y'all already heard. We're done! Yay! Last book. I know this is from South Africa as well. It's Scatterlings by Rezo Kitswe. Manenze. Love pronouncing these African names, and I thought my African name was hard, but y'all. So what is this about? A lyrical moving novel in the spirit of transcendent kingdom, and a burning and the most awarded debut title in South Africa that tells the story of a multiracial family when the Immorality Act is passed, revealing the saga of one's family's scattered soul in the wake of history. Oh yay! White and black in South Africa. Let's see. Real quick. In 1927, South Africa passes the Immorality Act, which prohibits sexual intercourse between Europeans, white people, and natives, black people. Those who break the draconian new law face imprisonment, up to 5 years for men and 4 years for women. Abram and his wife Alyssa have their share of marital problems, but they also have a comfortable life in South Africa with their 2 young girls. But then the act passed. Alyssa is black, and their 2 children have now become evidence of their involvement in the union that has been criminalized by the state. Sometimes I just want to do this, you know, to take a deep breath, and take time to meditate, because to know the world that existed prior to this world sometimes it's a lot. It's absolutely a lot. So one has to really take care of their mental state and really tread carefully in these kind of books. Although fictional, I've always said these books speak of real events. The only fictional part in some of these books may be the characters, and sometimes not, and maybe a few added events. But most of these historical books are based on real life. And for me, because I want to understand who I am and the world in which I live in, I need to go back and read these stories. And to understand the current world that we live in, it is important to go and revisit the past, because it's from that you will see how this world that we live in became to be, right? So anyways, you guys, so let me show you all the books that I've accumulated. Oh Lord, how many books do I have? Okay. All right, so okay, 1, 2. So I have 2 on the floor. So here's all the books that okay, got. All right, y'all see this? Okay, you guys, so that's it for my end of the year book haul. I hope you enjoyed this video and you are as excited as me to dive in them. I mean, if y'all know any of these books, let me know if you've read them or if you are excited to pick them up and we can discover them together next year. I mean, let's share, let's chat in the comments, all right? So on this note, I wish you a fantastic day and I'll see you in my next video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Ciao. This is a